Hello folks, how we're doing? Today is one of those days so far. I had a plan, I had sweet corn, I had bologna beans and peas all ready to come out. They're desperate to go out. They're getting root bound in the sort of root trainers that we're using to grow them in. So I came up here nice and early. It's Saturday morning. I was up here 7:30, 8:15, and it's really windy. But I've got two areas where I want to grow this stuff. So the first area up the top of the plot, got it uncovered, and you know, it had some of that sort of plasticky weed fabric on, which is fair enough. And there's some slugs under there, and you expect to find that. If you have wood or you have any sort of plastic, the slugs are going to go there because it's a wee haven for them. However, I must have found about half a dozen leather jackets under there as well. So if you've watched some of the videos recently, you'll know we had a bed down the bottom there that had leather jackets in, and we lost pretty much all our iceberg lettuces apart from two, and the two that are left are looking a little bit, I don't know, a little bit suspect. And some of the plots over there, they've had horrendous problems with leather jackets. And one of the other beds I was digging over, I can't remember which one, it was the strawberry one, and I found ones in there, in the bare root strawberry plants that we put in there, the sort of half a dozen new ones, they didn't grow as well, so I suspect the leather jackets had them. So that isn't ideal. So I'd been reading up on them to find out what was right, how to get rid of them, and there's not much you can do apart from digging over the soil or using nematodes, but you can only use the nematodes at a certain time of the year, when it's the eggs or just after the eggs or something like that, in what miles past that time of the year. So I'd also seen one article, I can't remember where it was, that talked about you can flood them out. So I've dug over the soil where the sweet corn's going to go, and we're going to put butternut squash in between there as well as a sort of ground cover. But with it being so windy and with seeing those leather jackets, I think I'm going to hold off putting out the peas, the beans and the sweet corn today. I've got the ground dug over, I say, and I've sort of flooded it out, so I've put about half a dozen watering cans worth of water on there. And what I'll do, we'll have a walk down and we'll have a quick look at what I've done. Then I think after that, I'm going to come and camp back out here in the Polytunnel, because I've picked up, there was a special offer on Amazon on Thursday, Wednesday I think it was, for the halos that we use to grow stuff in here. So I've got another half a dozen of them, and I've got 2 cucumber plants and 2 I think pepper plants sitting down there. So we'll get those planted out today instead. We'll keep the peas and the beans and the sweet corn down here, nice and safe and sound in here, and pop them out another day. But we've got the ground prepped down there, ready to go. But what I'll do is I'll switch the camera around, we'll have a walk down, and I'll show you the ground and what I've done with it with the water. But bearing in mind, as soon as we go out the Polytunnel, the wind's going to hit the microphone, and it's probably going to get a bit noisy. So I apologise for that, but there's very little I can do about it, because it's so windy today that it's just one of those problems we're going to have to deal with. Right, I'll switch these round and we'll have a wander down. So here we go. Right, ready for the wind noise here. As soon as I get out here, you can see the trees moving about over there. So it's a bit windy, so as soon as I go around the corner from the Polytunnel, there we go, there's the wind noise, nice and loud over the microphone for you. You can see the people, as I see, maybe just see it over there, there's a few folk got flags, so if we spin around, you can see their flags absolutely blowing away there in the wind. So if I come up here, and if I maybe get myself lined up with the shed, that might not be so bad. Let's have a spin around. We'll see if we can use the shed to block most of the wind noise. So I stand back here a little bit. I'm a little bit further away from where I wanted to be, because I'm trying to block the wind noise here by standing in front of the shed. So hopefully it's half blocking it from the microphone. Because if I was spin up, you see the trees moving in the wind over there. So anyway, this is the bit of ground that we've managed to dig over so far, ready for the sweet corn and the butternut squash to go in. You can see it's completely soaked at the moment, so put about half a dozen watering cans worth of water on there, and hopefully that's going to bring any leather jackets in there to the surface. I've no idea if that's going to work or not. It's just a complete trial and error to see if that works, but we'll give it a bash. You see, I'm not gonna, oh here comes the wind, I'm not gonna put the sweet corn out today, or the peas or the beans, best made plans and all that, because it's so windy. I want them to get in and get established, and if you get some roots in the ground, because they go really tall, so I don't want them getting battered about in the wind when they're such young plants. Anyway, what I'll do is we'll fire back down into the Polytunnel, we'll get those new plant halos put in, we've got a couple of, say, those cucumbers and whatnot to go out, and we'll get that done as today's job, because I'm up here, I've got time, might as well get some stuff done. back with you in just a jiffy. Back in the Polytunnel, lovely and sunny now, jacket's gone and it's starting to heat up nicely. Anyway, those of you with OCD might want to look away now, because all of the green halos that we've got in here are about to be joined by some red ones, but the red ones were on special offer. So we ordered half a dozen of them and only 3 have been delivered. So I'm going to be dropping Amazon a wee email when I get back just to say, oi, where's the other 3 pots? Anyway, you might remember from when we put the first lot out in here that it's the first time I've used these halos, and I've had a bit of a problem. Let's just show you. Look, I'll probably chop my head off the camera here, but you see how they work. So we'll take this out. Hold on, that'll show you better. So plant goes in here, water goes in here. When I was filling this up with compost, the compost was getting in this bit, and what it does, if we look there, you see the little legs have got holes in them. The compost would block the little holes in the legs. Now it doesn't stop the water getting through as such, but it slows it down. It really slows it down, and it just doesn't look very nice. It looks a bit manky in the pot. So once they've all dried out, I'm going to try and get most of that compost out of them. But I put on one of my videos, I asked for people to say how did they do it. So we're going full on Blue Peter, and with the Amazon box it just got delivered. Look at this. We've got a template drawn on the side there, if you can see it. And I've got my scissors. Right, let's give this a bash. So apologies if you hear me cutting this box. What I'll do actually, I'll speed this bit up and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Oh, there we go. Right, so this is it. This is the saviour of the halo pot. So if I've cut it to the right size, in theory, that sits over the top of there like that. When I'm filling it with compost, the compost doesn't go in there. Let's show you that way so it looks a bit better. There you go. Right, there's only one thing left to do, I guess, and that's to give it a try. So I've dug a hole here. Hopefully you can see that. I didn't want a boy with me digging a hole, but let's get fired on with this. You bet you noticed that, I don't know if you can see, I've had a little bit of a tidy up. So when the cover first went on, I had a massive pallet in the middle here because I was using that to stand on to reach the top. So I've taken that out because it had just become a bit of a dumping area for me to put stuff on. So at the back here, I've got the pavement slabs that are going to go down the middle here and make a path, and then we're going to do a T at the end, and then I've sort of workbench and what have you at the end here for stuff to go on. So I've just got my stuff back here. You probably can't see it. I'm looking at the camera here and I'm pointing over here and I realise that you can't see it. So you know when I said earlier, today is one of those days? Well, it continues to be one of those days because the video just stopped recording randomly halfway through me doing the last one. So I think I can remember where I'm up to, but if this is a bit of a funny cut and a bit of a funny edit in the middle of the video, that's why. So today so far, we've turned up, we've found leather jackets in the soil. It's too windy to put out the peas, the beans and the sweet corn. We've come in here, we've only been delivered three of our 6 plant halos. I've split a bag of compost open. I've cut my thumb with the scissors. I should have just stayed in bed, shouldn't I? Anyway, more positive. Let's crack on, let's get this done. So if I remember from where I was at the end of where the video stopped recording, I need to go and get the blood fishing bowl. Right, so here we go, as ever. Bit of those. Right, big whack of that. Mix, mix, mix. Right, jobs are good. We'll backfill the hole with some of this compost, and obviously the thing with that is that when the cucumber's in here, when it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and its roots go searching down into the ground for food, for nutrition, it's going to find not only the compost that it's got feed in it, but it'll find that blood fish and bone at the bottom there as well. And when it gets watered, you know, when I water things in and water them on a regular basis, obviously that's all going to get soaked up and mixed in. So again with that, we just compress it a little bit, because when you water the compost it's going to shrink and we don't want a big hole underneath the halo pot. So There it is, right. Apologies again, anybody with OCD, red one, let's go next to all the green ones. So I'll put that in there, and if I find it, our new device, here it is, on top of the pot, and I'm going to be extra careful, and I'm going to use the trowel just to put the compost through the hole in the top. And one of the mistakes I made with the earlier halos around here is that I filled them too full. So you want to leave them a good sort of 5 centimeters, I think, from the top, and that just stops it when you're watering it, and the compost squishes up something. There's a little bird just up there, the polytunnel. Sorry, got distracted by that, and it squishes the compost up over the top, and that again the compost ends up inside the halo, which is what you don't want. So that's it done. 2 seconds. Got a lovely looking cucumber plant here, lots of flowers on it that are hopefully going to become cucumbers. And let's get this out. They'll probably have massive roots on it. Yeah, lovely looking roots. This is a variety called Masterpiece, I think this one is. I've got MP written on the label. I'm sure that was Masterpiece. So we'll get that in there. Obviously cucumbers climb. So if I grab a cane, I'm always paranoid about using canes in here in case I jab the plastic. But I've got them up here, so I'll grab a cane and we'll get that put in. There we go. I'll put it in one of the holes that's designed for canes. So the halo's nice and deep. Oh, I'll take my gloves off for this bit, I'm just going to make a mess of it. I am. Right, so we're just using a little bit of the paracord. Now, we saw Steve over at Greenside Up doing this tying up sort of technique where you go backwards around the pole, bring it back round, and you put a few twists in. And the thing with the twists is it creates a buffer. So when the plant grows, the twist squashes up. So the stem isn't getting crushed by the string, which is a really, really clever idea. So we're following that method for tying the cucumbers up. So put that in there. And, oh, more fingers and thumbs at the moment. Again, that's done. So the cucumbers shouldn't take much sort of tying up because they get little tendrils on them, and the tendrils should start wrapping the way around the cane as it grows up, and that'll save me tying that up again. Anyway, I'll switch you onto the handheld and we'll have a look at this, and then we'll say bye after that. Back with you in a jiffy. And here we have it. After a bit of a rough start to today, we've actually managed to achieve something. Let's just wander back a little bit. So I can't remember, you might get this bit in the video, you might not, but we've cleared up all the middle of the polytunnel where I had loads of stuff dumped. I've got things in the back there. You can see we've got the slabs ready to go down. Say it's a winter project, but we've got bits and pieces sort of stacked on there in a little pallet by the back door just to store stuff on, and it makes life so much easier getting up and down the middle of the tunnel without that pallet there. So you can see the 2 red halos that we've put out. Let's have a wee wander up here. One that we did earlier where the filming got interrupted and cut off, and another one that we did and managed to get it filmed. And you can see our halo soil blocking gadget there. Let's have a look in here. You can see there's a couple of tiny little bits of compost in there, but nothing compared to what's in these ones. So it's made a real difference to the Amazon box that the halos got delivered in. We made this and it's been absolutely grand. So that's us done for today, folks. Remember, we still have the prize giveaway competition thing on the go. I'll put a link up the top there to click on that and enter if you want. All you have to do is leave a comment against that video, and that is in you. That is you in the draw for Monday when it's going to take place. Anyway, that's me done for today. Hopefully we'll get up here again tomorrow and get a load more jobs done, but we'll see what time we've got. Anyway, we'll see you again on the next one, and bye for now, folks.